You know, when you think about the second half of life, one of the biggest fears isn't really about money or luck. It's about realizing you've given way too much of yourself to the wrong people. Today, we're going to dig into a really powerful idea from our source material: why you should never, ever befriend the ungrateful.
Let's get real for a second. Have you ever had this exact gut-wrenching experience?
You help someone out, not once, not twice, but like 10 times, and it's like it evaporates into thin air. They don't remember. But the one time you can't, or you have to say no, oh, they remember that forever. It's so frustrating, right? And it turns out, it's way more than just a little annoyance. It has a real, tangible cost.
And that brings us right to our first section, the hollowed out you. This is all about what happens inside of you when you just keep pouring your energy into a bottomless pit.
Now, here's what's so interesting. The source material frames this perfectly. It says, your energy is drained bit by the ungrateful. See, it's not some big dramatic event. It's a slow leak, a quiet depletion of your own life force.
And this slide just lays it all out. Look at the before state on the left. You're fully charged, you're full of life and energy. But after you've been dealing with an ungrateful person for a while, you end up on the afterside, completely drained. And we're not just talking about being tired. This can show up as actual health problems, emotional chaos, and even a downturn in your own luck, because all that energy you should be using to build your own life is getting siphoned off.
Okay, so if the cost is that high, how in the world do we spot these people before it's too late? Let's jump into section 2 and take a look at the face of ingratitude.
The source uses this incredible metaphor: the ungrateful person is an emotional black hole. Wow, is that not the perfect description? They take your light, your support, your energy, everything you give, and it just vanishes. And here's the absolute key. Deep down, their core belief is that your help isn't a gift. It's an obligation they're entitled to.
All right, let's make this real with a story. So there's this guy, Ah Zhang. His cousin wants to start a business, and Ah Zhang, being a great guy, goes all in. He lends him money, he does all his design work for free, and he even hooks him up with his first huge client. Total game changer.
So, fast forward 3 years. The cousin's business is booming. He's got the new car, the whole shebang. Ah Zhang needs a tiny favor, something small, and he reaches out. And what does his cousin say? Bro, it's faster if you solve this yourself. Just like that. All that massive help he received was just deleted. It wasn't a kindness to be remembered. It was an obligation that had been fulfilled.
And here's another one, and this one might hit even closer to home. This is about Ah Shang. Her best friend, Xiaoyan, goes through a horrible divorce. So Ah Shang opens her home and takes her in, no strings attached, for 2 whole years while she gets back on her feet. A while later, Xiaoyun is doing great. But then, she just blows off Ah Shang's birthday. When Ah Shang, totally hurt, asks her why, Xiaoyun hits her with this absolutely devastating line. Those are all things from the past. I don't want to be reminded of who I used to be. Do you see what's happening? The incredible kindness she received is now tied to a bad memory she wants to forget. And to forget the memory, she has to forget the person who helped her. It's brutal.
Okay, so that's the problem. It's heavy stuff. But what's the solution? We can't just get cynical, right? So let's pivot to section 3, the 3 worthy energies. This is about what to look for instead.
So instead of those emotional black holes, we want to find people who have these 3 positive energies. First up is gratitude energy. They don't just say a quick thanks, they actually remember and value your kindness. Second, reciprocity energy. Now this isn't about tit for tat, it's about a genuine desire to give back and support you too. And third, and this one is huge, boundary energy. They respect your no. They get that your time and energy are finite, and they don't treat you like an endless resource.
So that's the theory. But how do you actually put this into practice? Let's get really practical here in section 4, 4 ways to see people.
Think of this as a simple little test for any relationship, new or old. Step 1, just watch. How do they handle small kindnesses? Do they even notice? Step 2, see what happens when the tables are turned, when you're the one who's swamped or needs help. Do they step up or do they vanish? Step 3, test your no. Say you can't do something. How do they react? Do they respect it or do they try to make you feel guilty? And finally, step 4, can they self-reflect? Can they ever admit they were wrong and apologize, or is it always someone else's fault?
Okay, this all leads us to our final, and I think most profound section of all. Compassion needs wisdom. So here's the main takeaway.
This is not about becoming a cold or selfish person. Not at all. True compassion isn't just blind, endless giving. It's about having the wisdom to know who to help and, just as importantly, knowing when you need to refuse.
And this slide just nails the difference. On one side, you've got wise compassion. That's when you help someone who is deserving. That actually creates positive energy in the world. It's a true achievement. But on the other side, you have blind pity. That's when you're just enabling the ungrateful. And that is nothing but self-depletion. It just fuels a negative, draining cycle for everyone.
I want to leave you with this incredible quote that our source material attributes to an old monk. He said, "Compassion isn't about illuminating all darkness, but ensuring you aren't consumed by it." Wow, that just reframes everything, doesn't it? Setting a boundary, saying no, isn't an act of cruelty. It's an act of profound self-preservation. It's making sure your own light doesn't get snuffed out.
So, as we wrap this up, it really all boils down to this one simple question you need to ask yourself. In the second half of your life, when your time and your energy are your most precious assets, who do you choose to walk with?